Good morning, dear students. So we have already discussed about the various causative agents of diseases. They can be bacteria, viruses, they can be some protozoans, they can be helminths, they can be fungi. And to prevent ourselves from such diseases, we need to keep personal hygiene as well as public hygiene. Other than hygiene, there is another very important thing, that is vaccination, with the help of which we can protect ourselves from with these different causative agents. Now, there are certain diseases which cannot be cured. Once you acquire them, they live with you for your life. Other than that, normally, if you are infected by any organism or pathogen, you normally develop a resistance against that pathogen, and in future you tend to prevent yourself from that disease. Now today we will be discussing about immunity. What is immunity? The study of immunity of human beings is known as immunology. It is a vast branch of biology where we study how our immune cells fight, how the immune cells would react if a particular drug is given, how the drug would go and interact with the defective cells, the normal cells. This is all is studied in immunology. So immunology is a branch of science, biology I would say, where we study about the immunity of the human beings. So let us discuss the immunity, its types, and then the subtypes. So let's see what are the different types of immunity. So immunity is the resistance of an organism to infection, disease, or other unwanted biological invasions. The immune system consists of group of cells, molecules, organs that act together to defend the body against foreign invaders. It may cause disease such as bacteria, fungus, virus, protozoans. When a child is born, it is said that it doesn't have immunity. So immune cells develop after birth, and they provide a defense system to the body. The immune cells include your lymphocytes. Just recall the different types of cells present in the blood. We have the RBCs, the WBCs, and the platelets. Among the WBCs, we have granulocytes and agranulocytes. So if you pay attention over here, these are the three types of granulocytes: monocyte, eosinophil, and basophils. And we have lymphocyte and neutrophils. So basically the lymphocytes help in the defense system, specific defense system of our body. Monocytes, then neutrophils, they are also like macrophages. They help in removing the pathogens from the body, not in a specific manner, but then they identify those cells as foreign and they remove it from the body. Lymphocytes, they identify the cells specifically and remove the pathogen from the body. So if we talk of the immunity, that is what the defense system of the body, it is of two types: the inborn immunity or the acquired immunity. The inborn immunity is like the physical barriers present in your body that prevent you from various diseases. Inborn immunity or the innate immunity, as I told you, are the physical barriers or the various physiological things present in our body. If you look into your NCERT, you'll find they have mentioned 4 subtopics below the innate immunity, namely the physical barrier, our skin. Our skin prevents us from various diseases. The skin acts as a layer so that the bacteria, virus cannot enter our body. We have hair on the skin that prevents the bacteria and viruses sitting on the skin. Then if you pay attention to the openings in your body, the respiratory tract, the urogenital tract, or the gut, you will find that all of them have lot of mucus present. Now this mucus also prevents the entry of microorganisms or pathogens inside the body. Suppose some dust comes, it immediately sticks to your mouth or your nose and you feel disturbed. You feel like sneezing. So why is it so? Because the mucus present gets the dust and the particles get stuck to that mucus. So all these are the physical barriers of the body. Within the innate immunity, the second type of immunity is your physiological barrier. In this, what is happening? Suppose some bacteria or viruses by chance enter your stomach. It could not be stopped by the mucus. So there is lot of hydrochloric acid present in the stomach that helps in killing the bacteria, isn't it? Then if you talk of the mucus of the nasal cavity, it is saline, alkaline. That helps in again removing the bacteria. So this is known as the physiological barrier. If you recall that the food that enters the body from stomach, it moves into the intestine. From the intestine, the food is absorbed with the help of villi into the blood vessels. Suppose along with this food, the pathogens enter the stomach. The acid cannot kill it. They are spores, so they are saved. They move further down into the intestine. They get in touch with the intestinal wall and they enter the blood supposedly. Okay, along with the food, they have entered the blood. In the blood, if you recall, there is monocyte, natural killer cells, which identify these pathogens as foreign bodies and immediately kill them. So this is the third line. First was your physical barrier, second was physiological barrier, third is the cellular barrier. These cells, they fight with any foreign body that enters the system. The natural killer cells, monocyte, neutrophils, they fight against the pathogen. Suppose even then the body cells get damaged and the bacteria enters the blood and these cells are not able to identify them, then comes the fourth level of innate immunity. Suppose a virus has entered the system. The virus did not get degraded by the hydrochloric acid. It went further down into the intestine, got absorbed in the blood. The WBCs, monocyte, neutrophils, natural killer cells, they could not kill this virus. So the virus's job was done. It went through the circulatory system and it attacked a particular tissue. Suppose it attacks a particular tissue, so it goes and infects one cell. As soon as a cell gets infected, the cell starts secreting certain proteins known as interferons. These interferons go and tell the other cells that beware, I have got infected. Now you be prepared that there is a virus, there is a disease and it's going to spread. Then what happens? The body's immune system gets triggered. There is more secretion of macrophages, natural killer cells, monocytes. So these create a pathway so that it destroys the host cell that has got infected. That means there's a cell which has got infected by the virus. This cell which has got infected sends signals known as interferons so that the other cells around it kills this cell and the disease does not spread. Now if we talk of the novel coronavirus COVID-19, what is it doing? It is entering your system very easily. It does not get identified easily by the innate immune system. The reason being, the protein coat of this virus is similar to that of the cells of human body. That's the reason again that people are not able to create an antibiotic or a vaccine against it. Because if a vaccine is made to identify its coat, then it will also identify the human cells and it will kill the human cells. So this virus easily enters your body. Where does it affect? Definitely it is affecting the respiratory tract. So it goes and multiplies in number in the respiratory tract. It goes inside the lungs, it goes inside the alveoli where it is multiplying, and as a result of which the cells get diseased, they get dead, they become dead, they accumulate a lot of water, which is what happens if there is water in the lungs. It is a type of pneumonia and there is less of oxygen in the body and this is becoming fatal. So why is it said that people who are having less immunity, it is difficult for them? This is the reason. See, the virus, whenever a virus attacks a normal cell, the cell starts sending signals. Now see, the virus has come, it has attacked me, you better kill this own cell so that it does not spread. If the immune system is strong, definitely you will be able to overcome the disease. If the immune system is not very strong, it will take a longer time, or it may happen that the virus takes over you and you do not win the battle of life. So this was all about the innate immunity. In the next class, we will discuss about the adaptive immunity. Here's a picture. You see over here, this is a healthy alveoli. Now, coronavirus has got infected here. They are growing in number, as a result of which it start filling up with fluid, and in severe cases it gets blocked with the fluid. And what happens due to this blockage of the alveoli? There is difficulty in breathing and the person dies because of lack of oxygen.